Greetings and welcome to a Monday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is August 19th. August, Andy, just August. How we doing?
Brendan, we're doing awesome. I gotta say, I was just looking at flights to New Orleans.
It's only August.
People are asking me if I have an uncle. I have a relative that asked me if my uncle who lives in Kansas City is going to be jealous that we have the best quarterback.
Some good highlights I saw bouncing around Twitter on Saturday afternoon, early midday Saturday.
I gotta say, what made it better? Honestly, I'm like living in a dream world right now. I can't believe what's going on. This is.
I mean, come on, dude! You're really
38 years of my life. I've never seen stuff that I'm seeing in a Bears uniform.
That's not true. That's not true. Now, when it gets to December,
what are you talking about?
Well, I'm telling you, like, it was 2 or 3 throws.
We've never had anybody that could do this.
Caleb Williams might be the greatest quarterback of all time, but like, we can't. I hope he's good for you. I'm not wishing against it, but like, come on. Like, I think I saw like Brandon Weeden make a great throw or two, and I just don't want you to be hurt. I don't. It seems like you're talking about 38 years of your life, and it's August 19th. It was amazing,
Brendan,
though. It was great to see on
the comment about 38 years of my life is more an indictment of the quarterbacks that I've watched for 38 years.
Yeah,
but this is what made it better was later last night. I'm watching Justin Fields play quarterback for the Steelers, and I was just like,
as a Browns fan, I loved watching the Steelers highlights. Oh my god!
I was just like, oh my! I can't believe how excited I was about this. And now look what we have. I mean, it's
better than the Browns. I'll tell you that. I'm excited for you.
The Panthers trade could go down as the worst trade in the history of sports.
And you've got to. What about what? I mean, given the contract we gave Deshaun, we're also in the running for that title too, concurrently with the Panthers right now. But we'll see. We'll see.
I don't want to. I'm not. There's a lot of golf to talk about, but
yeah.
I mean,
a couple of those highlight throws were made it immediate slot one of the show for a minute on Monday. Those were crazy. Rolling to his left. Up and over to a Dunze of all people, like the connection where this is how it's going to be.
I mean, he just like dropped it into his hands, running the wrong way, throwing across his body. I mean, then the one play where Rome was out of bounds, so Dunze was out of bounds.
Yeah, and
that was an insane play. That was maybe even a better play.
Yeah, I think it was better, even though it was an incomplete pass.
And then the next play is great. I mean, he's awesome. I love all the haters and losers. Oh, what about the first 3 or 4 drives? It's like,
yeah.
You know what? Like, sometimes you don't score every time you have the ball in football. You know, that's the thing. Like, sometimes you go 3 and out. Like, sometimes the defense wins. In golf, the defense doesn't ever win, but sometimes in football, the defense wins.
A lot of players, a lot of pros who know what they're talking about. A lot of people in the huddle seem to say he's got the juice right now. This is it. Well, we'll see.
Not the Twitter haters. One of the Twitter haters fell this weekend. Sad to see that happen.
That's interesting subculture. Some weird stuff going on out there. What surprised you more? What was more surreal? Hideki becoming the first person ever to be robbed in London and win a golf tournament in Memphis in the same week? Or, Brooks Koepka fulfilling a lifelong dream of being doused in champagne by Jon Rahm on the 18th green as he becomes the first 5-time winner on LIV. I like how they drew the parallels there to, well, Brooksy's a 5-time major winner, and now he's the first 5-time champion on LIV. And Catlin comes running out, serving, still playing for Graham McDowell, I believe. And
can I add one more surprising thing in there?
What?
Iowa beating Illinois in golf.
Noah Kent?
Yeah.
Who he knocked off your
Jackson
guy?
Buchanan.
Jackson Buchanan.
And then Iowa fans celebrating like they won the national championship. They were celebrating like they scored a touchdown in football.
Yeah, Brian Ferentz has been let go. That's the kind of celebration. I
would say I was more surprised by the Hideki robbing in London. That's something that's never going to be repeated again. I think that Brooksy will be doused by with champagne by Jon Rahm again.
All right, that could be the case. So, where do you want to start? At one point, I had streaming on 3 different devices: TV, computer, phone, iPad. I had volume on. I needed volume. I had volume going on 3 of them at one time. And my wife came in the room and said, "This is madness. You're like, what are you doing?"
Well, how
and
can you?
Well,
how
they're
can
all
you,
kind of
how
interesting
can you
right
mute
now.
Arlo?
Did you see their scripting today? The "How do you do, fellow kids" wardrobe?
I did not. I think I saw a screenshot on Twitter, but I didn't.
It's kind of interesting. It's like a casual, extra casual, but whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Who cares? It just seems like they're trying a little hard. But this was sort of a Sunday that kind of made you wish everybody was in the same tent a little bit. I thought each product turned out pretty good, pretty decent on its own. Like, I thought LIV was interesting, compelling. You have, like, does it get any better than Brooks and Rahm in a sudden death playoff? I think 18 at LIV Greenbrier is probably a cool, or 18 at Greenbrier is probably a cool playoff hole for sudden death in a way that, it's a unique in that way. I don't know if it's the best or worst to decide it, but it's unique. It's a good show. It's good entertainment. And then you had Hideki fighting off Hovland, Scheffler, maybe with an outside chance there at the end. Wheels coming off with rules officials.
Dunlap working against trying to not get jammed by the FedEx Cup by the members.
You tweeted it would be a crime against humanity. Humanity itself. Everything humanity's got to deal with. But Dick Dunlap not getting to Castle Pines would just be the latest crime.
I had something else in there, and I said, let's turn this up a little bit.
Let's add a little extra mustard on this. He gets there barely, skin of his teeth. I think he finished 46th, 47th in the FedEx Cup, maybe 48th, quite honestly. And gets in, 2-time winner. That would have been amazing if he was exempt to the Masters, but didn't have total guaranteed status to the SIGs. Probably would have figured it out.
I don't know if he is exempt to the Masters right now.
He won a full FedEx Cup PGA Tour event. Did he not get it for the Amex because he was an AM?
No, because I think he got that for this year because it was the Amex.
Oh, that
was.
Masters. You're right. That was prior to. He would have. Yeah. Barracuda's not enough.
He's got to be way up there in the OWGR now.
He will. Yeah, he will be. You're right.
What did Brooks move to in the OWGR?
He moved down. Is what he did. Rahm answering the bell there. A lot of hullabaloo about a great Jaime Diaz column/report on, is money ending the era of greatness in golf. I don't know that it was specific necessarily to LIV or Rahm, but I tweeted sort of tongue in cheek about how the bottom of the leaderboard this week on the tour was just populated with superstars who've been well compensated, playing in no cut, money bath type events like Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, Max Homa, our DFL, second to DFL, and third to DFL. That was just a tongue-in-cheek joke. I mean, I do think there's something to be said about losing your competitive edge with what the playoffs necessarily mean. But at the top of the leaderboard, there was certainly still a lot of strength between Hideki, Xander, and some of the names I just mentioned. But Rahm,
to be fair, the best players this year were at the top of the leaderboard this week.
Yes, that's right. Hideki having a great year. Great's probably too strong, but very strong
Riviera,
year.
bronze medal.
I think he was 6th at Pinehurst. Like some good top 10s in there. Didn't miss a cut in a major, I don't think. But yeah, 2 wins, a bronze medal. Now I guess he could have a FedEx Cup, Courier Cup, and then you have
He's
Schauffele
closing
and
in.
Scheffler
Closing in on it. Hey,
but yeah, go ahead.
You know how tour pros, if you win the Masters, I guess like everybody buys houses in Augusta, Georgia,
because you're going there for the rest of your life. Do
you think the PGA Tour pros should be looking around for real estate in Memphis?
No, because you don't get exempt. You're not exempt. I don't think. I do know the tour is never leaving, it seems like, but you might not be coming back. I got a text or a message that says, in a tech fact of the day. We had the last fact of the day on Friday about the betting in the cafeteria.
I got a picture that I couldn't share. I got a legitimate picture from
the other side of the glass.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to share it. Of somebody watching Scheffler come up the golf course.
From the office building.
From the FedEx.
I got in his tech fact of the day. Not only this course lined by Office Park, also FedEx headquarters, townhomes, the silo, and then McMansions on the back. But it also has the national headquarters of 2 fraternities on the second tee. Additionally, 2 sororities have their headquarters within a few miles of the 18th green. This sounds like decadent and depraved. Every kind of industry and business is lining this golf course. Can I talk about real quick?
I think we should send PJ to this tournament next year.
I think I gotta go. It sounds like a cultural, a sociological experiment going on there. You could just explore a lot of different stuff. And the golf's maybe the least interesting. Though I will say, 18th hole, that 18th tee shot may be so bad it's good. That 18th fairway is ridiculous. Everybody's hitting 3-wood. You've got the bunkers right, water left, 25 yard. Like, I think I asked Lamagna, what are they? He's like 35% are hitting this fairway. That is, it might be a so bad it's good situation. And we saw guys, we've seen many guys go left. Obviously, a lot of guys trying to bail right, and a little bit of crosswind today. So bad it's good. This
course is so docile compared to. I feel like it used to be tougher. It's just such a cupcake now for these guys.
Well, I mean, yeah.
What was the quote that I think Joseph Lamagna dropped in Slack, in our Slack? It was like,
not a lot of break in the green.
Not a lot of break. A quintessential putt at TPC Southwind. That was an announcer said that this weekend. I mean, the rough was so down. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, Bermuda rough is one of the few things that can challenge pros, but it felt so short that it wasn't going to. It was. I mean, it's just like crazy to me how they're just setting these tournaments up now to be birdie barrages. Like, next week's going to be insane.
450 drives.
Yeah, 450 drives, -26. I will say the Castle Pines, the superintendent there, real deal. He's a Chicago. He was in Chicago for a while. Scott Pavelko. Place will be dialed. Will be dialed.
All right. Firm?
Hopefully.
By tour standards.
Who knows?
Tour puts their thumb on the scale. They come in.
Tour puts their thumb on every scale.
Yesterday, this was the quote. This is your signature putt at TPC Southwind. Not a lot of movement in it. That's the PGA Tour broadcast saying that, not you. But congrats to Hideki. Really kind of buckles down. After there was this rulings brouhaha, contra temps in the middle of the round, apparently repaired a pitch mark at 7, which you cannot do if it's in your line. You can't, if you're off the green, he's off the green, repairs the pitch mark. Unclear if it was his pitch mark. I don't know if it matters, but you can't do that. If it's in your line, chipping up, you can't do that. And there was rumors he's going to get a 2-shot penalty. He's going to get popped twice. Then Gary Young comes out and walks with them to confirm that there is no penalty. A lot of people mad said he jammed him. Was he jamming or did he get jammed? They said Gary, because then he went on the fritz, right? He goes 4 over and 4 holes, like bad par, bad double, water ball that was kind of almost in the middle of the lake there on, I think it was 14, where he just kind of just cut one way out in there into the water. But he overcomes that. Kind of, it's like it was over. You thought no chance, right? He has no chance blowing this 5-shot lead. Hovland's playing well all of a sudden. Schauffele's playing well. It's like no chance. And then all of a sudden, 18, he gets back in front on the 18th tee. And we talk about that tee shot, which is kind of a nightmare by PGA Tour standards. And he stuffs it. I don't know if he meant to go that far left on his approach shot, but a roller coaster day for Hideki when it seemed like he was cruising to I thought it would be really boring, quite honestly.
I did too. I was like, there was a point where I thought Liv was going to be the best option. Some people will tell me how Liv was the best option. But because the US Am looked like it was going to be kind of a blowout on the back 9 too. And then Noah Kent made a nice little run in it. But Hideki just having a meltdown was delightful for the FedEx Cup playoffs for the St. Jude, making the swamp ass. Did you see Billy when he finished? How doused he was.
They were all
his shirt.
I mean, all week, all these guys by 9:30 in the morning, 9 a.m. They're just dripping. It's so hot that they got Viktor Hovland to wear a plain white polo. That's how bad it was. Like even Victor and his Jay Lindenberg, he's like, I'm not doing anything. Don't even throw a shade at some garish navy running through the shirt, just plain white polo. That's how hot it was. Everybody's going light colors and light fabrics. It's I don't know. I wrote about it on Friday. It's just not the best. We know this. It's just not the best version of itself that the playoffs could be. They got a good result. They got a good little bit of compelling drama there at the end. And some stars at the very bottom. Spieth is off to have wrist surgery, he says, right away. Very common surgery. Rory is, whatever he was, 9 over. I was thinking, Andy, say if you're Rory McIlroy, and you're not, to be clear, but you're Rory McIlroy.
I'm not Rory.
You've won what you've won.
Thank you
have
the
bank account.
Thanks for clearing that up.
For this hypothetical, you are. But you're very much not actually him. You have his bank account. You've won what he's won. With the remaining events of the year, what would be like kind of really interesting to you? What would you want to get?
I mean, the Irish Open at Royal County Down.
He's won that, but I think that's it.
I think like the thing is, if you're in like the top 10 of the FedEx Cup, the reality of this like little run of events, it's like, you know what? I just have to play well once in the next 3 weeks, and I'm going to make like $15 million.
Oh, this is not like, woe is me. I got to play golf for millions of dollars. Relatively kind of.
I just think it's a crazy situation where, like, if you look at it, it's if you're in if you've done like your work and you're in the top, let's just say, call it 7 or 8. If you play well once during this 3-week stretch, you are set.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully you play golf well at the end. Like, that probably is the biggest help. But like, if you just play golf, okay. So like, people are, Rory's at the bottom of the leaderboard. Like, what do you fall to? PJ and the FedEx? This could be the FedEx Cup
he's
back
fifth.
of the day.
I think he went from 3rd to 5th.
Oh, he's 5th. Oh, shucks. I'm 5th in the FedEx Cup. And if I play bad next week, I'm down to 7th. Like there's it's just a preposterous thing. If you had a real playoff, it would be a big story. It'd be like, yeah, Rory McIlroy didn't make it to the second round of the playoffs. That'd be cool. But instead, he's 5th. He's 5th.
After going DFL or whatever, next to DFL.
Almost DFL. A spread contender. A rare spread contender.
Max Homa was on there, too. Did you see the backboarding today with Homa out of the bunker behind the green? Nice little bounce off the backboard.
Did he make it? Did he make it to the next round?
Yes. I'm quite certain he did. I don't think he was ever
I think I get my FedEx Cup
doubt.
stand. Sorry,
He went
apologies
from
to
35th
listeners.
to 43, so he's locked in. He's not had a great year, but played well at enough big things that he's not in danger of missing the top 50 there.
Man, Denny McCarthy on the 30 bubble now.
Did he get
with the hip injury? That was kind of crazy story.
It's a crazy story. There was a lot of chatter about that on the sidelines of the football field this weekend. The local boy, Denny McCarthy, they were following him and like, making a bunch of pars, falling off the lead. But yeah, that was a crazy, crazy story. First man out, I believe, is Tom Kim, who took a lot of shit for denting the green.
Superstar?
I mean, your superstar superintendent you're talking about from Chicago at Castle Pines probably breathing a sigh of relief, wiping the sweat from his brow when he sees that Tom Kim's not making it out there after the crater he put in the green at Memphis on Sunday afternoon. Took a lot of shit for that. Tom, I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of dissension about Tom Kim out there. There's a lot of like marketing star efforts around. He did the happy hour with Smiley on Friday. They were just sitting in the bar. This guy's like running the shaker behind him. There's like Joe Schmo's, putting his gut up to the bar, ordering his like double vodka soda and stuff. And they're just trying to do a broadcast. Tom Kim did that. And then he took the marketing effort or whatever, the star push effort took a hit today when he put a literal hit into the green there in a moment of frustration. Happens when people get frustrated, but again, he's first man out.
Pretty crazy drop from 43 out at 51.
Well, that's what you'd like to see, Andy. Some volatility in these playoffs. You're just worried about Rory dropping 2 spots, but there's real volatility here, man. I mean, Hideki went from 8 to 3, just one.
This is going to be a strategic play from Rory to play this bad. You know why?
Why?
Early weekend tee times beats the heat. Might feel better next week than the guys that had to deal with 6 hours in the
they teed off before 7 today.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess it wouldn't have been 7 local. I think maybe that was Eastern. I was getting it probably, but yeah, you're out early. They were out not before 7, is before 8 local. So
could be a good strategy, honestly. Save the energy. Don't get the fatigue. Taking care of your body.
I'm doing time zones wrong. It definitely was before 7 local, I think. Well, I think they were up at like 6:45, something like that. What was the purse payout for this? Somebody said it's less than the signature events. Is that right? Is it? I figured they were signature events. I really don't give a shit about the purse payouts.
Hey, so Spieth misses in the 51 to 70 bucket. Who gets the most sponsors exemptions?
3.6 million to Hideki. In the 51 to 70
next year. Who gets the most signature event sponsors exemptions?
Well, you got to recall
good choices
that you get that top 30 in the world exemption too, right? Spieth is outside the top 30, so he seems like he will be prime. We know AT&T Pebble Beach. He's there. Don't text and drive. He's got to be there to do the PSAs and play.
God, it would have been so sick if they had gotten rid of sponsors exemptions this year and he missed that event.
It's on the board. Who else is in the 50 to 70 round?
Well, Tom Kim.
Oh, he's going to get a lot.
Justin Rose. And a sleeper in all this. Do you want to know who the sleeper is?
Tom Kim's 18th in the world, so I think he's in, probably.
Could keep tumbling down.
Who's the sleeper?
Pepe Peter.
Via the board seat exemption?
Yeah.
We need a tracker. We need a tracker for this next year. Like, we have preferred lies tracking. We'll get that when the regular season wraps.
PJ, if you track this well next year, you don't have to go to Memphis in August.
I kind of want to go to Memphis. See what we could stir up over there.
You can go to Memphis.
I might just do it.
I want to go to Memphis, but I want to get in the conference rooms on the side of the fairway. I don't need to be on the golf course. I need to get in the conference rooms. That's where the real story is.
I don't think we're going to be able to get you in there.
I don't know. If I
Can't rule it out.
To some bit. We could do an ad read for one of the, the insurance or title companies in one of those office park buildings. We'll do an ad read for them, and then we get a prime position, a cubicle, in exchange for a cubicle for the week. So,
like, you know how people go around the country to different ballparks? We should work on getting PJ around the country to all the PGA Tour stops. So
every TPC course,
we could talk about all of them in depth.
I have nothing else on Memphis. They lucked out. Well, whatever. They got a good finish.
They lucked out with the finish. They lucked out with the weather. No thunderstorms. It was the best you could ask for. Is 98 degrees with
110 index.
Well, it's better than thunderstorms, right?
Is it?
I mean, the thing about this event, there's just no juice in the crowd because, like, who would have juice? Nobody can have juice when it's that hot out. Like, there's nothing to get excited about because you're so hot.
PJ, I'm not recalling what they said on PGA Tour Live. Can you tell? I dropped a note into you. Lines from PGA Tour Live on Friday, which was like, I think Richard Lee was doing the commentary. I wouldn't say they were throwing the fastball, put their number one starter out for the playoffs.
Wait, Richard Lee's doing...
I think it was him. He was talking about JT's resurgent year. Like, I get it. He's better than last year. Resurgent felt strong. And then we had Ryan Burr, who might be the parody, might be doing a bit, or might probably means it's serious. What did he say, BJ, on Friday? This 110.
The quote was, "I'm wondering if people took off today for playoffs Friday, and then the hard cut to just empty fairways. Nobody's out there."
Like NCAA tournament Friday, playoffs Friday, everybody took off work, and then they panned to the fairways. Well, it's 125 degrees. Nobody's taking off, and it's whatever, the FedEx St shoe. I don't mean to be dismissive.
So I had my daughter's 4th birthday today. And
my daughter's 8th birthday.
Look at that.
Here we
birthday
go.
Butts.
Birthday Sunday. Go ahead.
So we're having a party. We're having a party. And somebody at the party is like, "Hey, isn't it the playoffs in golf this week?" And I go, "Yeah, it is. It is."
No.
And they go, "Is this a real busy week for you?" I go, "No, not busy at all." They're like, "What do you mean? It's the playoffs, isn't it?" I'm like, "I mean, this is like the 15th most important week of the year in golf."
I had almost the same interaction on the sideline I was talking about on Saturday. They're talking about Denny McCarthy's. Like, "Why aren't you at this event?" So what? Hell no. You don't go to this event? I was like, hell no. What? But now it sounds like BJ might be going. We'll see.
The person was so perplexed as to why the playoffs weren't important. And I'm like, well, like, to be honest, it's just, this is kind of like almost a joke.
They're important to some people. Just
who?
I don't know.
Who?
Not
who
to us
are they
yet.
important to?
I have FedEx.
Viktor Hovland.
Hideki, Viktor Hovland, playoff
Joe Mayo.
Mr. August, Viktor Hovland. Man, that was a great tweet. That was a great tweet.
Who tweeted it?
Mandy did.
Oh, good job. I like that.
It was fantastic.
Good job. I only saw the Caleb Williams fawning.
And
all right.
You saw that?
And the humanity. Crimes against humanity about FedEx Cup cutoffs. Mr. August. That's
Mr.
true.
August, yeah. I thought he was going to win at that point. I was kind of bummed out he didn't. Nobody can beat Hovland in August.
All right, let's get
my question is with
29-minute
Hovland,
mark. God.
With Hovland, here's my question. With Hovland, are we supposed to credit him for success or Joe Mayo?
Him.
Okay, I'm just confused.
I mean, what are you confused about?
I just don't know. It's kind of like Bones as a caddy. Is it Bones or is it Mayo or Hovland?
I don't think Joe Mayo's tucked his shirt in his entire life. He's got the same look. They had him on the range this week. Just
Do you think he
casual.
was inside the ropes this week?
Who knows? Coaching inside. Yeah. I think you credit Viktor Hovland. He seems like he was a good golfer before Mayo won a USAM. But Mayo seems to have a real impact on him, though. You know? I mean, they went on the run together last year, this time of year, and he kind of came back and was a little bit resurgent. You know, certainly at Valhalla, dipped after that, but played well again this week.
Could you imagine Hovland with Bones and Mayo?
No, I don't. I think that'd be illegal. It's like just it's over the limit. Can't have that much in your corner. So, that's it. God, I can't. I thought we'd do 5 minutes on Memphis. Anything else you have? Any other cleanup?
Rolling. I could keep rolling the ball down the court, keeping the shot clock from.
Any other cleanup you got from Memphis? Anything else? Anybody jump off the page to you?
I'll tell you what, man. That Scotty Scheffler, bro. He can play golf.
He's good. Good golfer. Sam Bermuda Burns
breaking the driver.
Hasn't had a great year, really. Immediately kind of finds it in the Memphis. Yeah, he did break a driver, slammed it down on the 9th or 10th tee on Saturday. Big ups to Dunlap. Wyndham Clark find it.
Hey,
good for him.
What's the best case scenario for FedEx Cup? Who's our best case scenario Cinderella run? I want each of you to.
Spieth would have been it.
What are you talking
Cinderella?
about?
I'm telling you, you're saying Cinderella.
He had no chance. Cinderella's a superstar, I thought.
Just telling you, going from outside.
I'm saying from now we've seen one round in. What's our best case scenario of like just a winner the winner of the cup that we could just make fun of for the next 10 years?
Denny going full Willis Reed would be kind of hilarious.
I don't think he's got a shot though. He's 30.
No, I mean he would have to win twice, but that would be pretty funny.
Good question. Well, how far back is too far back?
Well, any guy wins, they're right in the mix, right?
Russell Henley, Pavon would be interesting.
I think Sam Burns would kind of be.
Yeah.
He would immediately make the Ryder Cup team a year early. It would be terrible.
Scotty's buddy.
Sounds like Spieth not even thinking about Pres Cup. He's done. Going to get his surgery. Not saying he should.
Smart. For buddy ball's sake, you take yourself out of it so you can buddy ball up next year.
Next year. You don't want to use all your buddy ball chips on the Montreal. Okay. All right. Yeah.
I mean, JT's out, right?
No. I think you use like Akshay.
President's
Cup. Thigala's got a spot.
All right. Let's see. This is President's Cup Minute. What's President's Cup Minute is sponsored by? The people that are going to make President's Cup players look great in their outfits.
Feel
and
good.
That's B. Draddy.
Look good. That's B. Draddy. You too can feel good and look good. And you're B. Draddy. You go to bdraddy.com, use the promo code SGS30, and you get 30% off. They're pretty stocked up right now. Got some shoulder season, fall stuff's coming out. They got the sweaty boy, the summer, the cotton, sport material, I should say, not cotton. Sport material still, high season for that. So they're well stocked here as we head towards the shoulder season. I was you
know what a good thing to do right now is, because I was out and about this weekend. I felt a tinge of fall in the air.
It's hitting 55 here this week. I'm so excited.
Tinge of fall in the air. So here's a little piece of advice. Treat yourself to something new for the fall. Go on there, find a nice layering piece, order it now.
You get 30% off with
30% off.
Knock that off.
And then you're going to be excited. That first cool, crisp day, it's going to be ready to go. It's going to be ready to go. Pop it out. Maybe your significant other says, that's a nice, is that new? Is that something new? And you're ahead. You're ready to go. You're ahead of the game.
Spieth won't be that way. He's missing
Spieth-
out. He's usually
that
scripted like a
could've-
little boy
maybe
playing
that's-
AJGA events. And
maybe
he's
that
going to
was the
miss out
thing.
on the
He
adult
didn't want to
clubs.
be well dressed. That's why he took himself out of the buddy ball contention.
He's out. BeDratty.com SGS30 gets you 30% off. I had Jimmy Polo all weekend, or go for a layering. Proctor hoodie, Russ crew neck, whatever it may be. Go for it.
Guess what position Justin Thomas is in the President's Cup?
17.
15. Prime buddy ball spot.
Oh yeah, that's well within range.
Players ahead of him: Eric Cole, minor league tour
Really?
legend.
Wow.
14.
And he made the team last year without making the playoffs. Top 70.
Let me just run
15,
through
he's
11,
locked.
11 through 15, 11 to 15. 11th is Akshay. Feels like he should get a spot.
He should.
You got to build some youth movement. Chris Kirk is 12th. That's the easiest non-pick of all time.
Yeah, right over him. Going right over
Sam
that.
Burns is 13th. Just put him on the team now. Keep Scotty
Shuffler
happy.
Partner. Yeah.
Eric Cole 14th. So easy to skip him.
Yep.
JT 15th. Keegan Bradley 16th.
He's a captain. He's an ass captain, right? Or captain assistant, whatever. President's Cups make sure the term is different.
This
whatever
team
they say.
feels kind of beatable.
Yeah, I mean the internationals don't have live guys though. That's just such an own goal,
It's so ridiculous.
None of the South Americans, none of the Aussies.
They didn't. They would get Mean Dean. Mean Dean's been legit good.
Yeah, Mean Dean should be throwing his weight around, rumbling up there.
Our favorite opposite field batsman was in the mix this weekend.
Yeah, you get in the friendly confines of that old white golf and Greenbrier. You can kind of work the ball around. Go use opposite field.
He hasn't been the same since they banned the shift.
They just don't value batting average anymore. It's just a 2-outcome game.
We haven't gotten
strikeouts
this
and
in a
homers.
while.
They just don't
Dave
value
Barkley
batting
should
average.
play better golf.
God, I remember when we used to have 400 hitters in this game. All right. Liv Greenbrier, Brooksy wins it. Was probably better than Memphis. If we're talking like that field is not strong. I'm sorry. Great at the top. Like there's just a lot of detritus in when you have 54 or whatever they have now, 56 guys. Like you're bound to you should have Brooks and Rahm fairly often. But it was good. It was a good finish for them. Like very compelling.
54 guys with 15 of them that just absolutely stink at this point. I mean, what happened to Hudson Swafford?
He's not like I don't know. But you had Dick Bland, you had Kokrak, who you haven't seen Kokrak in forever. He's in there.
He's probably pumped. He's probably pumped about what's going on with the Browns.
I don't think we have no tackles. Apparently, we're already on like a 5-alarm fire or a tackle position.
You think Kokrak went to training camp while they were down there in Greenbrier?
I think that he probably absolutely did. Browns were just at training camp at Greenbrier. I'm sure he's been posting up there. Motivated by watching Deshaun just run up and down the field, not actually throw the football.
The arm's not dead anymore, huh?
I think it might be. It might be dead. We don't know. He doesn't play. He does these drills where he does simulated throws and then starts running down the field where he doesn't actually throw the football. So he fake throws it and then runs 20 yards down the field. But everybody loves Jameis because he's funny and he's goofy and so we're all in it. We're just, oh, look at Jameis over here. Never mind the guy that's just, making $50 million a year and can't throw. So shout out to Jake Kokrak, giving Clevelanders a moment to be proud, a moment to shine. Anything else from Liv Greenbrier?
What's the prognosis? PJ, I need some unbiased. What are people projecting the Browns in the division?
We got a lot of talent.
Are they the division like? Are they saying Ravens then Browns? Is that kind of the popular?
Since Cincinnati's total is like 10.5 or something outrageous for a team that stunk the last 2 years.
I mean, especially after the ass whooping the Bears gave them in the preseason.
Burrow's injury is like that was a unique one. I'm not sure I would like to see him be back, but I don't know. They should be good if he is. Anyways.
Well, they're going to be better than the Steelers, who can't even get a first down with either quarterback at this point. So we'll see.
Justin Fields looks so bad. I think I'm okay. I feel like it's like if you're in a bad relationship and you come out of it and you realize you were in a bad relationship. That's how I feel about Justin Fields when I watched him play. I watched him like look across the field a bunch, like run around a little and then tuck it. And like, it was like a 1 yard loss. And I was like, you know what? I'm so happy this is out of my life.
At the USAM, Jose Laballester beats Noah Kent, goes to the 36th hole, knocks him off. He's a very legit top 10 in Wager, our favorite ranking.
I think he's a chance. 2-time All-American or 3-time All-American.
I believe a 3-time because I heard he has the chance to become the 5th Arizona State player to be a 4-time All-American. Do you know who who's
a 4-time All-American was?
Who?
Maybe 4-time All-SEC. Brian
Billy
Gay.
Boy. Oh, Brian Gay. I think I don't think it was All-American. I think it was SEC.
PG.
The boost stopper.
All right, Phil? He wasn't there for 4 years. Was he there for 4 years?
I believe you. That's what I heard on the broadcast.
God,
Nicholson.
there was some crazy name that I heard on the broadcast.
Canizares, Tom Dempsey.
Todd Dempsey.
And Jon Rahm.
Todd Dempsey, who's playing Persimmons in Senior Tour Monday Qs now.
Did I call him Tom Dempsey?
Yeah, you called him Tom.
like the football player, the kicker. Todd Dempsey, Mickelson, Canizares, Rahm, and Ballester has a chance to be a 4-time, per the broadcast, which I thought was great. Burkowski's the man. Burkowski puts he absolutely cares about doing all the AM events. They had the drone going. It just looked cool. Obviously, you got the people in the fairway. Good scenes.
They had the Cookie Monster.
The Cookie Monster. I mean,
he doesn't do his homework.
No. Cliche City. You gotta want it. This is like you can't quit. You just gotta want it. It's like these just sort of cliches, but
the best,
a little bit of swing analysis.
Like,
that's not bad.
The heaps of praise, and I know it's like a tough situation, but the heaps of praise for a golf course that's literally getting blown up.
Ripped up.
Like they're starting over. It's like the directive is like, we're not tied to anything. And like,
make a new canvas. Yeah.
And just the heaps of praise thrown on it when a membership itself, like, it's not even being polite to the membership because the membership itself has been like, our golf course just isn't very good anymore. It was maybe my favorite part of this week was listening to just the vapid commentary about the golf course. When there was a great opportunity to be like, you know what? This golf tournament, you pretty much had to have 180 mile an hour speed.
Why was it?
You just had to blast the ball up there. It was just blast it, find it, get a wedge in your hand with the thick rough, hack it up there. It was just quintessential golf course that time has passed by.
Yeah. Yep. Congrats to Jose Laballester. We'll probably be hearing more from him. He was dressed like he wanted to be a fireball. I'll tell you that. He had the Spanish flag motif with the ASU hat. He looks ready to be a fireball.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
If you had a stipulated, you had to go out and grind 4 straight days, putt everything out, count every shot. Would you rather play your 4 rounds in Memphis in the middle of the day in August, or at Hazeltine?
Hazeltine, right?
I mean, Hazeltine's gonna just kick your ass.
It's an ass kicker. Everything you're just looking for balls.
You're just chopping on a
dropping.
rough.
Yeah. I think so, at least you're not
The back guy
sweating.
is so long.
Yeah, it's
I was
tough.
looking at the scorecard, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
So you think it's so hard that you might just take the heat and humidity of Memphis?
That's what I'm kind of thinking. It's a par. They're both. I guess they're both par 70s for these events. It wasn't a par 70, or was it par 71 or 2? But anyways, I think like you got a better chance at posting respectability. It depends on what you'd rather do.
Yeah. All right, that's it for the AM. Congrats, a real primetime winner. Noah Kent, he gets his exemption to the Masters, right? I mean, he'll be there with that as the runner-up. Some perks for that.
I gotta say, it was a very Illinois golf thing to do. It was the Illinois fandom in a nutshell this weekend.
Close but no cigar.
Yeah.
At the Magnet Champion, Max McGreevy wins on the KFT.
Your guy.
The Max Zone is hot these days. Grazerman got into the top 50. The Max Zone is hot right now.
Hey, did you see who's exempt or who's got his card for next year? Who's coming to the big
quad?
Tour?
The cucumber.
The cucumber.
Burly boy. Soon
I think we should have him on the pod.
All right, we'll do it. Have him come on.
I
would like
I'd
three
like
good
to know
stories
more
from the
about
KFT or something like that.
I want to know more about him eating all that food. Remember
with Logan McAllister
Yeah.
or whatever it was? Yeah. On the LPGA /LET, we have Lauren Coughlin wins for the second time, I believe, in 3 starts. I was out. She won the Canadian Open. She's now the National Open. She goes and wins the Women's Scottish Open at Dundonald. An incredible run. Obviously, her story is pretty well known. Has that affiliation with NLU, and seems to be, by all accounts, an incredible person. Now playing, or has battled her way for like 5 years, and now has won twice in 3 weeks. Gonna be on the Solheim Cup. Rolls into the Women's Open at St. Andrews, playing the best golf of her life. Played a bunch of really sort of nifty shots, I thought, coming down the stretch. I think it was 17. She got jammed, had a stance in a bunker, kind of baseball swing, chips sort of out and up, and then had to hit this incredible chip that ran up. I think she was being. It wasn't.
Did she
like,
show Moxie? Moxie.
I don't think it got as tense as the whole Hideki thing. She was, I believe, 3 clear of Esther Heinzelet, who had just won silver in Paris. But just some incredible use to the ground there in the second to last hole, and then pours in a birdie on the last for just a little extra cherry on top. I believe she had 3 birdies in her last 5 holes. That was good coffee golf, watching that this morning. And she's
what's your favorite announcerism? Your favorite word that an announcer? I think maybe Moxie. Moxie's mine.
You never hear that except with in a sports discussion. You're not hearing that in just everyday conversation. You only hear that on a broadcast when they're talking about a quarterback, or on sports talk radio. That word Moxie doesn't exist in any other realm. But yeah, that could be it.
People don't use cagey enough. That I would like to say that, but it's not used enough.
I'd like to hear a little more gumption. Get that one going.
I feel like that gets used a lot.
I want Cookie to bring that out a little bit more, to get him from point A to point B.
I'll tell you what. Nobody works harder than Lauren Coughlin.
Is that a absolutely objective thing we can measure?
Nobody works harder.
I love when they say that. Nobody works harder than
listen,
so-and-so.
I can assure you, nobody works harder than
They're not outworking her. Not outworking him. Congrats to her. 2 wins. It's awesome. She'll be at the RTJ here.
Hottest American woman golfer right now.
For sure. I think the only other multiple time winners this year are Nelly, and I can't recall. Doesn't come off the top of my head. But yes.
Do you think Lauren's related to Tom?
No, because he pronounces it Coughlin. I think she goes with the Coughlin. Could be related to Stanford Steve Coughlin of ESPN. I don't know. There's a lot of Coughlins out there that I know, but I don't think she's related to former BC head coach Tom Coughlin, I should say. All right, I think that does it. Oh, senior tour
senior
moment.
tour minute.
We've got the Rogers Charity Classic is going on now as we talk.
It's just on TV, but don't worry, it ended like 20 minutes ago. Ken Tanagawa.
God, they taped delayed to the assassin.
Yep.
The assassin
pulled it out. Richard Green, two bogeys on the back nine.
Just a lot of people probably don't know who the assassin was. I think he really hit his high water mark on this pod in 2019 when he won the
Oak Hill.
Yeah,
Oak Hill Senior PGA.
So the assassin,
the assassin,
his nickname from Whisper Rock for years when he was an amateur. I think he was an amateur. He turned pro at age 50. But he was nicknamed the Assassin. Years ago, I think I asked Ogilvy. I wasn't sure if it was offline or online. I asked Jeff Ogilvy about the Assassin.
You mean off the record or on the record?
It was off or on. At this point, the line of demarcation, the expiration date on whether it was on or off.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyways, I asked him about the Assassin, Tanagawa. So Tanagawa is this like amateur that was playing at Whisper Rock, and he got this rep for just drumming PGA Tour players, like just cleaning them out. So Ogilvy's like, yeah, the first time I played with him, I was giving him like 5 or 6 shots, and the guy beat me straight up. He threw up like a 30 on the front nine. And I was giving him 3 on the front nine. He goes, then the next time I played with him, he shot like a 65 or a 66 on me. Cleaned me out again. So he was nicknamed the Assassin. And then sure enough, became a Champions Tour major winner quickly after turning pro. Now he kind of I think he got lost in the woods for a little while. Has not been a great couple of years for the Assassin.
He got a little taste of that stand-up mixer, the life of the stand-up mixer champ.
That's the thing,
and
right?
Then, he fell off a little bit.
Well, let's see these guys that are super hungry and they get out there, and I feel like what's happened to Scott Perrell? What happened? The Alker boy hasn't been as dominant, has he?
Oh God!
This
is the most bullshit theory you're working up here on the fly.
Well, they get a little taste, and then they fatten up.
High on the hog, they're going.
They become what they killed.
What are they doing at 55 with all their new money?
Hungry dogs are always fastest.
I mean, I might. Whatever. Go ahead.
What's Alker on the Champs Tour list this week, PJ? Or this year, PJ?
Schwab Cup.
You're the Schwab boy. I can look it up.
Schwab Cup. That's right. I think they've been running that ad a lot. I've been getting a lot of texts.
Popping in there a lot this morning.
Let's see. Where is he at? Oh no, that's last year. Well, he won last year, so he's
the Alker boy.
He's here to defend. But yeah, Ken Tanagawa won. Richard Green. That was my big story. Is that Richard Green with the 62 yesterday. I really thought he was going to cash Peter Jacobson's check a week after the guarantee was made. I was so ready for it.
That would be incredible.
But no, we're running out of events. But I bet after this performance, he's willing to double down. I do have a Papa Fest update.
Richard Green, not
Green. Papa was in Houston yesterday to watch Daniel Jones throw 2 interceptions, including a pick 6 on his first pass attempt to the preseason.
What's going on with Daniel Jones?
Well, he's bad. That's what's going on. He's not good. And they had Hard Knocks offseason where the entire front office, including the GM's family, his 15-year-old kid was like, draft J.J. McCarthy because he's good looking and get rid of Daniel Jones. So I'm sure that's all
J.J. McCarthy's not doing anything.
Well,
no.
I guess DJ would be starting anyway.
You know what's going on?
Oh, boy.
The seas are parting.
I don't know about that. I'm worried. I think the Packers are going to be really good. I would be worried about them.
I would be worried about the Packers. But if I
was the Packers, I'd be worried about the Bears.
Okay.
I think their fans are worried.
It looks like it's going to be John Swantik on for Papa here in football season, is the report I've been given. So,
I'm surprised.
Did you do some reporting on Papa's whereabouts? Did you go out and pound the pavement around New York, figuring out what the Papa prognosis is?
I knew he was at the Giant game yesterday, and then he was doing a Giants podcast today, so he obviously wasn't going to be on. But I went to Big Golf Channel. I checked in with a couple sources there, and that was the resort.
You're doing reporting. Breaking news.
Chance Tour Minute, baby.
This isn't even This is substantiated. You're not even throwing this unsubstantiated on there.
Substantiated that it looks I'm surprised the football season.
I'm surprised they didn't go with our guy from PGA Tour Live.
Yeah, Russ Coughlin can take anybody that hosts a podcast, give them 2 aside, and play them for their car podcasts.
Surprised he didn't get the call.
It was his affinity for senior tour players like Russ Cochran. You could just plug and play.
I'm hearing early reports that we got another Russ Cochran. Situations coming. It's going to be coming for the fall season series.
Grist for the mill in October when we need things to shout about. We got a big Russ Cochran situation coming.
PJ, start researching J Don now. You know, get out ahead of it.
Anything else on Champs Tour? We good, PJ? The Papa Tracker. You go and do real reporting. How about that?
Where do you think Papa's going to be this week? Is Papa a golfer?
Oh, Snoopy Bowl. Snoopy Bowl, Saturday night. Jets Giants in MetLife, baby. 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. It's going to be great.
Is Aaron Rodgers, is he even playing the preseason?
Sure hope not, brother. Don't get him. I don't want anything to do with the New York Giants injuring Aaron Rodgers. I want nothing. Get him out of there. No, thank you.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers had some golf commentary last week.
Oh, yeah. He said, yeah.
What it was Augusta and
Egypt was like the most surprise, or lived up to expectations.
Yep. The 2 things that lived up to the hype the most for him. So
what are you most worried about as a Jets fan?
Honestly, this Hassan Reddick thing is pretty stupid. For the first time in maybe my life, the Jets defensive line kind of sucks because they have a guy that gets 20 sacks who won't show up to work. So I'm mildly concerned about the defensive line. Not concerned about the quarterback.
Really?
Not concerned. Not worried about
it. All right.
That's it.
Let's mark that one. Mark that date and time that for whenever. All right. Everybody enjoy your Mondays, I should say. We'll be back with you on Wednesday. It's playoff fever. We're going to Denver, going to Colorado, Rocky Mountain High.
We'll be locked in.
Wait. 50, the best 50 players in the world, all in attendance. We will be there for round 2 of the playoffs. Talk to you on Wednesday.